Build habits that actually stick. The Absolute Ascension app. Link in comments.
Some men wake up at 20, and some never do. How much longer are you going to wait before you wake up?
You have no reason to be afraid. You have no reason to be afraid. Take the leap. Doing something that you're so scared to do because you have to leave something familiar. Take the leap, please. Even if it's hard, even if you suffer, even if it's scary, the suffering, the fear, the pain is not eternal. Don't be so afraid to face it.
5 months left, 5 months left until the year. And once again, it's gonna start over in January. Before you know it, you're gonna be like, man, you wasted a whole nother year. You can't let that be you. It's a step-by-step, day-by-day process, but you gotta keep going with it. I can't make you do it, no one else can make you do it. It's all up to you. It's a choice you gotta make to yourself every day.
Consistency mission. When you are consistent in anything in life, results will come. They will show. That's a fact. You don't know how long it's gonna take, but if you keep going, you will eventually get your answer. The problem is that a lot of you guys quit. You never know what the result will be. So it would always be a big what if story. I want to know what ifs. I want to know.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to start my own business. I'm not ready to quit this job. I'm not ready to break up with my relationship. I want you to get this idea that you are ready, that you have to try and do things before you think you are ready, right? If you think, well, I'm not prepared to start this business, shut up and do it. Just jump in the water. You will learn more by starting before you think you are ready. By making that decision, your brain will kick into action. You will discover all this energy that you had that you didn't think you had. So make the decision before you think you're ready is the other thing.
If you actually want to build something that's going to stand the test of time and make you very successful and rich and happy and bring other people with you, it's going to take everything. I don't think you can half-ass it, and don't think it can be a side project, and I don't think it can be something that's just 3 hours a day. I think you've got to go fully into it to become like high-level achiever, like actually a winner.
Just love the process. You gotta love the process. That'll be the problem. People just aren't in love with the process. How could you not love the process, bro? Just the step-by-step, every day, just bricks, stacking, just figuring out how to maneuver, figuring out how to, fix this, put this puzzle piece together, fix this project. Like, you should be in love with it, bro. And document your process, bro, because these days and these years go by very fast. And if you can look back, look at your journey and appreciate where you are now and look at where you came from, bro, like, it's powerful and it makes you keep going. Looking back at where I used to be, like, really just give me a sense of hope, bro, because it reminds me like things were worse.
There's no fucking passion, no fucking motivation. There's no, oh my God, man, no. It's every day of your life just doing. No passion, no discipline, no motivation. All these words, I hate that so many people can use these words now because it's water. It's someone sitting in a room by themselves and they figure themselves out and say, God, this is fucking suck. Where's passion when you're 300 pounds? Where's the motivation when you can't read or write? Where is it? So how did this happen? I just fucking did.
I hope you've been working. I hope you've been taking leaps. Because before you know it, it's gonna be August. Before you know it, it's gonna be October. Before you know it, it's gonna be January. I'm gonna start this process all over again. Time is the most viable currency ever, because it doesn't come back. And, as these days go on and these minutes continue to clock, tick, you're making a choice. The choice that you're making is, I'm gonna spend my time getting better, or I'm gonna spend my time wasting my time.
A fairy tale has two things in common. It has a dark forest and a dark moment. How you handle that dark forest, how you handle that dark moment determines everything. You want to know the people that go from good to great to unstoppable? they didn't run from that dark moment. They don't think about that dark moment as they get older, but they never forget. And when you never forget, that internal fire never goes out. It never, never goes out.
Winners run towards the fire. Winners were built for pressure. Winners were knitted in their mother's womb for pressure. Winners have the mindset that they don't have to deal with pressure. Pressure has to deal with them. In fact, a true winner thrives in the pressure even more than a regular, low-stress situation because they adopted the mindset that they were built for the pressure.
When you are in uncertainty, when you feel at risk, when you feel exposed, don't tap out. Stay brave, stay uncomfortable, stay in the cringy moment, lean into the hard conversation, and keep leading. Stay brave.
No one will believe in you until you believe in you. And then when you start believing in you, the world starts believing in you. The greatest visions frighten the status quo. And yet those are the very visions that disrupt markets and change the world.
Where would you be right now if you had done what you said you were going to do the first time you said you were going to do it? Or maybe even the second or third time? The answer to that question usually sucks. It's not fun to think about the amount of time that you spent kicking the can down the road, pretending that you're going to do what you said you were going to do one day. So don't do it now. Don't watch this video and then 6 months, 1 year, 5 years down the road, find yourself asking the exact same question then that you are now. Don't make your entire life a question of what if I had just done it when I said I would. That is a life full of disappointment and regret. And that is not something that you want to live with, and certainly not something you want to die with.
There's only one main reason that's stopping you from reaching your dream: your inability to steer through emotional cycles. When you begin executing an idea, you're excited and ambitious, driving the mind into euphoria. But the deeper you go, the more you realize it's harder than you thought. As obstacles arise, so does fear and self-doubt. You start questioning if the effort is worth it. You start looking for excuses and think maybe another path would be easier. This is where most people quit. To get through this, it takes courage and commitment. To get through this means you're closer to your goals than you think.
Fear is what you must face. Doubt is about you. Everything that you doubt, you've created. Nobody else creates doubt. You create that doubt. Fear is about pressure, and pressure is a privilege. If you're put under a pressure situation, that means somebody believes in you. Pressure is a gift. Doubt creates panic. When you doubt yourself, that's when panic starts to happen. So when you're under that pressure situation, embrace it. Because you know what pressure does? Pressure pushes what's great outside of you.
Once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you gotta be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great. So if your family doesn't understand, why are you so daggone crazy? Because I'm trying to be the best I can to give you the best that I am. And it takes being obsessed to where people think you're crazy.
Do not be afraid to fail, because failure is not the end. Failure is merely a stepping stone on the path to success, so just embrace it as a valuable teacher and let it fuel your determination to try again and again and again.
Say you want to be great, let your actions, let your words display that. If you say you really want to be elite, let your actions and let your words display that. Two of the most dangerous words a person can say on their way to success is good enough. Good enough for who? Who said it was good enough? Who said the effort that you're putting in right now is good enough? Who said that your education level right now is good enough? Who said that your people skills right now are good enough? Who said that your website, your business structure, who said it's good enough? We're not going after what's good enough. We're going after what's best.
The greatest things in the world were built by tired people. All right, I know you're tired. I know it's hard. I know you're exhausted. The fucking wonders of the world, guess who they were built by? Exhausted people. The buildings that you admire, guess who they were designed by and built by? People that were tired. Everything great in the world was built by tired motherfuckers, so it doesn't matter if you're tired, you just have to keep going.
Vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become.
Mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was mind. Every single one of them. Think about it. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up.
I want you to live your life. Your life is a book. You got a bunch of chapters in your book, but when they close that book, how good was the book? All right. Made some mistakes, life goes on. You take those moments, you make the best of them because they're life lessons. You figure out life from this point. Sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. And at nighttime, the moon gonna be there. You gonna look up, these days gonna keep going by.
The Buddha says, being in a state of pain, anxiety, or in a state of suffering comes from attachment. When you're attached to things, attached to people, attached to identities, attached to philosophies, then you end up being in a situation where you experience pain. But you don't have to experience suffering if you live in a state of no expectation, where you're just living life, taking it day by day, step by step, and enjoying yourself. You always have the pain of comparison. It's easy to compare yourself in the age of the internet to other people. The pain of living in the future, right? The pain of what you could be, you should be, but you aren't. You can liberate yourself from a lot of these things by living in the present moment, by being here right now.
Well, we may not be able to control everything in our outer world, but we certainly can control our inner world. And so it's not so important to not react. I mean, everybody reacts, I react. The question is, how long are you gonna react? So if you keep an emotional reaction going on for an extended period of time, you're memorizing that emotion, and your body, as the unconscious mind, is believing it's living in the same past experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We become addicted to the very life we don't even like. So it's important then for people to realize then, when you have that moment where you have crisis or something breaks down, that you do have control over it, and it's a formula.
If you think that everything is too good to be true, you're gonna be right 9 out of 10 times. The only issue is that 1 out of every 10 opportunity, that could be the one that could change your life. So optimists fail far more than cynics, but eventually they hit a home run. So always keep your guard up, protect yourself, be street smart, but never fully close yourself off to the fact that you might have a life-changing opportunity in front of you.
These are words to remember when anyone tries to tell you to give up, tell you to give in, because whatever you're trying to do is impossible. Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. I'm here to say you will make mistakes along the way. You will fall down. I have, many times, but what we do after that fall is how we make history, because impossible is nothing.
If you look at the greats in any walk of life, the greats do things when they don't always want to. And that's the separation.
Don't ever be ashamed of anything you've done in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. Build belief, build confidence to the point where nothing can hurt you because you know exactly who you are. You've faced your demons. You were able to hear all your past traumas. I'm no longer embarrassed, I'm no longer ashamed. Being ashamed is one of the biggest things that kill people nowadays.
What's risky is living your life and never trying for anything and never doing something brave and never getting yourself scared, and in a good way.
You know, if I see something, I see an opportunity, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We only, you know, we're all gonna die one day. So we live like that. Live like you could die tomorrow. You know, go for it.
A lot of people
think they have all this time, so they fucking waste it. And then never go out and do what they really set out to do or accomplish or do anything great in their life. You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. There is no tomorrow, you know? There is no tomorrow. That shit. Let's get all this done today.
Contemplate the price you pay for inaction. So I think a lot of the time we presume that inaction has no cost, but it does. Inaction does have a cost because your attention is the most important thing that you have. So contemplate the price that you pay for inaction. It's a justification for you doing things sooner rather than later and committing.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task. Say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. Do you know that less than 2% of the population have a sense of urgency? And that there's not an example of a successful person anywhere who does not have a sense of urgency? That if you just develop a sense of urgency when somebody gives you a task, that you get on it and do it fast, that alone will move you into the top ranks in a very short period of time.
Why do you try to make them understand you when they don't even understand themselves? They judge your actions, but don't even care to think about theirs. They criticize your every move while they blindly stumble around. You're trying to garner respect from the wrong peoples. It is apples and oranges. They view reality differently than you do. And every minute you spend trying to sell them on your dream is a minute you are not spending actually trying to achieve it.
When you're grateful, you can't be worried. You can't be fearful. When you're grateful, you can't be angry. And anger and fear are what screw people up the most in their relationships, in their life, in their business. So I wire myself. I was saying to you that most people want to be happy, but their habit is to be worried or pissed off or frustrated or stressed. And so they've got a highway to stress and they got a dirt road to happiness.
One of my most powerful motivational frames is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination. And thinking like, I want to be bulletproof. I want to be bulletproof in these ways. I want to be bulletproof in my marriage. I want to be bulletproof in my business, etc. And I think about that man, whoever I want him to be. Like we said, hell is when you look at who you could have been and realize that you're not that person. And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man through to make him who he is? Like, it wouldn't be easy times. It wouldn't be quick wins. It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be the toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp. And so when I'm going through those like really harder times, I like to think of like looking in my mental mirror of like, I'm making you. I'm not there yet, but I'm making you.
When you see someone who's accomplished something great in life, who's become a mountain of a man, of a woman, they didn't do it by just appearing overnight. They started carrying small stones of sacrifice every day, and they began to pile them together over the course of time. When no one is watching, when no one is aware that they are still grinding. In the middle of the night, when everyone else is asleep, they still grind. They get up early before all others are still resting. They don't take off days now, so that they can sacrifice in this moment, so they can live however they want in the future.
If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret.
Use fear or it uses you. It's that simple. What am I afraid of? If I'm afraid of that, I gotta be more afraid of what I'm gonna miss out on. Missing out on my mission, missing out on who I'm supposed to be. If you're not getting rid of fear, then use fear. So you gotta say, okay, what's the price if I just stay doing this? What's the price? Turn fear in itself. I'm gonna sit myself in my rocking chair. I'm 85 years old. I'm looking back on my life, and I say, I didn't do this, or I did.
We all fail. It's okay. What is not okay is that when you fail, you stay down. And winners who fail and get up. Fail and get up. You always get up. That is a winner.
We all have limitations. Does that mean that I quit? Of course not. I'm gonna try to be the best that I can be. The strongest, the fastest, the smartest. That's what I'm gonna go for. It is possible. How close can I get to that greatness? My glory happens in the darkness of the early morning, in solitude, alone.
One thing about being in dark places, if you have the courage to stay in there long enough, your eyes will start to adjust to the darkness. Your body and mind will always adjust to more suffering, to more pain. If you want to push harder, know this. Your mind quits way before your body does. So you have to be willing to go way into that darkness and find more of yourself. Stay hard.
The foolish man seeks happiness in the distance. The wise grows it under their feet. The foolish man seeks happiness in the distance, and the wise grows it under their feet. Right? You're not wishing for a future that you haven't earned yet. You're not looking forward to a future that you haven't earned yet. Like you haven't earned yesterday yet, right? You haven't earned a month from now yet. You haven't earned a year from now yet. So how can we be grateful for all that's transpiring and manifesting right now in the moment and not looking forward to happiness in the distance, right? I'll be happy when I get this. I'll be happy when I get there, right? I'll be happy if this happens. Like, why you can't be happy right now? Right now. Even if you feel as if it's not enough, even if you feel as if you don't appreciate all the way what you got, the resources, the situation, the circumstances, why can't you be happy and grateful for what you got now? Faithful over a few, rule over many. That's being grateful for where we are right now, happy for where we are right now, and not wishing for it in the distance that may never come.
Today, I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I am what I think you think I am.
Truth is more powerful than deceit by a large margin, and I think love is more powerful than hate by a large margin. I don't mean naive love, and I'm not naive about people, but I think it is possible for us to rise above the resentment of our suffering and to wish the best for all things. And I think we can participate in that. And you do that by extending your hand to your enemy to the degree you're capable of doing that. And then truth, well, that's the handmaiden of love. And that's something everyone can practice at every moment if they desire that. And that's an adventure.
You see, they take the small stones and they carry them away and they place them in position. That doesn't mean that some of the stones won't be washed away, pushed away by broken situations, relationships, divorces, bankruptcy. They may have setbacks, but they become a mountain because they don't quit. Even those small stones, those rocks, those things that happen in life that roll out of position can be an anchor or a foundation for you to continue to build on because you learn from them.
How many times do you see someone and you go, I wish I had that. I wish I looked like that. I wish that was happening to me. We live in this wishing, worrying world and we compare ourselves. And when we compare ourselves, we can't connect to someone because if we always want what they have, how can we be friends with them?
Own your day. Your days are your life in miniature. As you live each day, so you craft the rest of your life. And the days slip into weeks, the weeks become months, the months become years. Before you know it, you've lived a legendary life because all you did was dial into gorgeous, brilliant, productive, creative, loving, healthy, soulful days.
Develop a vision and take on some responsibility and understand that they have a vital role to play in the world, that the lack of their best hurts everything. And I think that's true. The thing is that there's very many people who have not heard an encouraging word in their life. And it takes so little to encourage them that it's rather tragic.
It's very important as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass.
Keep building. Don't you dare give up. Carry your small stones of sacrifice today to the gym. Sacrifice. If it means giving up an hour so that you sacrifice, if it means giving up cigarettes or anything else that will get into the way of your health and development, pleasure for the moment is not worth it when you can become a monument by being a sacrifice that turns into something more than what everyone else thought you were.
Every man has two lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has just one.
The storm that you're in, it is hard to see out of that storm. It's hard to see past it. It seems like the storm is everything. But the storm is not everything. And it won't last forever. You can get out of the storm, and you will get out of the storm. And when you get out, you're gonna see the sun. But right now, you're being tried. You're being forged. You're being tested by fire and by pain. That's the test. Don't fail the test.
I want you today to decide, I am going to become disciplined. That should be your only fucking goal. Because if you develop the ability to say no to the guys' nights and the girls' nights, to say no to the alcohol, if you develop that discipline, how different will your life look a year from now?
If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
You say no matter how hard it may be, no matter how impossible it may seem, no matter how many people walked out of my life, I'm gonna get it done. Your perspective can either be your prison, or it can be your power. That choice is always up to you. How you see life, it's on you. And it starts right here. Your biggest battle is not with them, whoever them is. It's not external. Your biggest battle is with you inside yourself, right between here.
Don't fail the test. Don't give in. Don't quit. Don't ever quit. Fight on. Fight through the storm. Fight through the pain and come out the other side stronger and tougher.
Can you read the quote once more?
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Opportunity comes, you can either take it or remain scared of it.
You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it.
I would rather be a failure than a coward.
So no matter how you feel, get up and do what you're supposed to do.
Do or do not. There is no try.
All of y'all got this wonderful gift, but you gotta use it.
The hero is the person who confronts horrible, chaotic potential and tames it and makes something of it.
Best way to contend with problems, with issues, with adversity is action.
You gotta take everything and throw it away. You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself.
There's only one person it hurts when you say you're gonna do something and you don't come through, and that's your willpower.
Take your seed, take your gift. Get away from these people that's in your life that ain't doing nothing.
The worst prison in the world is having the talent and intelligence to achieve something great, but lacking the courage to go out and do it.
Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
Now is the only time that action can occur. The present moment is the only time in which we can do anything. So if not now, when? If I want to do something, now is the perfect time to do it because it's literally the only time anything can be done.
Is that the biggest cost in life isn't a failed experiment, being wrong about a decision. It is the 9 months, the 10 years, the 15 years you waste deciding whether to make the decision.
When I'm listening to people, so many people want to tell me their old story. I used to be this, I used to do that, we were this. I want to know where you're going. What's the new story? What's the new character? Quit telling me about the old character and the old chapters and the old versions of you. Who's the new character? And at any time in our life, honestly, we walk out this door, we can decide to be a new character. We can literally step into a new role. We can be a little more confident, a little bit more bold, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more caring.
I'm a normal person from a normal family, from a normal home, in a normal area, just like you guys. Listen, sometimes normal people can do extraordinary things, and I'm just proof of it.
Right now, for you to find greatness in yourself, you're not gonna find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it.
But the problem is that you have to face what you don't want to face in order to fix it.
And that's what I ask you. Where have you been? Where have you been up to this point? You look at your life. You look at what you produce. Is it giving you what you want? Are you living on purpose? Are you living your dream? Are you acting on your ideas? Are you doing all you can do? Have you gotten comfortable? Are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Is your life an adventure or is it boring? Where have you been?
Know that you're the thing that can transcend your problems, most fundamentally. If you know you're the thing that, if it faces the problems, can transcend them, then you have the faith that would enable you to take stock of who you are.
Greatness is whatever the hell you dreamed of in your own mind. You gotta first see it. You gotta first create this vision in your mind, and it's not external. It's the vision created is inside of you.
99% of people in the world are convinced that they're incapable of achieving great things, so they aim for the mediocre. The level of competition is thus fiercest for realistic goals, paradoxically making them the most time and energy consuming. If you are insecure, guess what? The rest of the world is too. Do not overestimate the competition and underestimate yourself. You are better than you think.
Consistency is absolutely critical. You can have all of the others, but if you're inconsistent, it's going to really hurt you. Consistency means that dependable, steady, predictable work is always vastly superior to spurts or flashes of brilliance and genius. That the person who is like the tortoise, who just plods steadily away, old steady Eddie, is always the person who tends to be more successful than the one who flashes here and flashes there, but cannot be counted on over the long term.
Just keep stacking days. Just keep stacking days. As long as you keep stacking days, I promise you, you will see the change. But my coach used to always say, everything that you want is on the other side of hard.
Well, it happens small until it happens big. The reinvention occurs in the micro actions that you're taking every single day. The tiny little things that perhaps no one even notices that are creating muscle memory around new behaviors that perhaps are very uncomfortable to you. Tiny little things repeated over time is what produces dramatic change. And it's like this curve, it's like this very slow curve until it asymptotes up. And everyone wants to talk about the pivot moment when it goes skyward, but the truth is the real work is in the drudgery and the difficult, anonymous work of shoveling shit every single day.
It's crazy how large the perceived monsters can appear. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep.
And so you look at it, it looks like this ocean. And then you take the first step and you realize you don't drown. It's just like, oh, there's ground underneath this, right? There's other people who are more on my path. And the friends you lose, you gain new friends. I would encourage you, if you do feel that, you're not gonna die. Like, you won't die. And you might just live.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's you. The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you. But the major key to your making things happen in your life is you. Let me tell you something. What people think about you and the possibilities for your dream is none of your business.
We are all great. We all have greatness. It just, you gotta find the courage. You gotta find the courage to put your Bose headphones on and silence the noise out of this world and to find it. And that's what it's all about. Who are you? At the core of your soul. And if he can't answer that question, our conversation's over.
Every man becomes an infinitely more dangerous version of themselves the moment they realize they don't need anyone's approval or permission. Because there's no greater waste of time than defending your actions to people whose life you don't want.
Jump out of yourself and be the director. Be the director of this avatar. And then it just opens another perspective. Because in that moment, you just realize it's like a movie.
If you want to become champion, you have to sacrifice.
Starting point of great accomplishment is to dream big dreams. Number one, dream big dreams. Let your mind float free. All really exceptional men and women dream big dreams. They allow their minds to float. They think of what they could be and what they could do and what they really, really want.
There's how many doors will you go through or will you break down to get what you want? That is determination. Basically, the goal doesn't change. How you get there, you don't care about. You just care that you get there.
A gift I have, with all that being said, what you just said there, is I have the ability to see the end before the beginning even begins. And what that means is I know that to get to the very end, I can see it right now. And that feeling that I was nowhere near that feeling, I was able to put myself there 1,000,000 times every fucking day. And that feeling of like, my God, that is gonna feel fucking amazing. That's what made me suffer. That's what allowed the pain to be real and say, this is worth it. I want to feel for this next 18 months. It took me 18 months to finally become a Navy, to finally, just get through buds. 18 months, and 6 months, it took me 18. That's what woke me up every morning was, I'm gonna put myself through this much pain and suffering for a few seconds. That's all it is. A few seconds of joy. It's so fucking worth it, man.
It sounds overplayed, but it doesn't make this any less true. If you want things to change, then you have to start changing the things you're doing. So many of us are stuck in a cycle of complaining about our current situation, desiring change, and knowing that changing, something as small as even just a habit or two, would be the remedy to all of our problems, but never being able to take that first step because it just seems too scary, even when the day-to-day current situation is absolute hell. Is it worth living that out for the next 40, 50, 60 years, or does it make more sense to sacrifice just 1 year?
That part of you that feels really broken right now is actually the part of you that is growing the most. It hurts because it's changing.
If I'm running on a treadmill and I get to mile 9 and I get complete cramp in one of my legs, and I know I've told myself I'm going to run 10 kilometers today, he goes, I will have to limp the last mile, even if no one's watching, because I can't let the demons in. And if I let the demons in, they'll show up in the 11th round of a championship fight when there's 50,000 people watching me in the audience, and I know deep in my self-story that I'm the type of person that quits when things get hard because I got off that treadmill at mile 9 when no one was watching. It would modify my self-story. The commitments we keep to ourselves and what we do when no one's watching is the most persuasive evidence that governs everything we then do every day thereafter.
It's really hard to stay motivated when you're not seeing results. It's also the most important time to stay motivated, because if you stop, you'll never get the results. Because in some seasons of life, maintaining is winning.
And especially get away from the losers. Get away from the no-hopers. Get away from the negative people, because these people will drag you down as surely as an anchor would drag you down if it was tied to your leg. I say you have to ask yourself this question. Do you want to fulfill your potential as a human being or not? If you want to fulfill your potential as a human being, here is the fact. And I've spoken to thousands of people who've told me that coming to terms with this is one of the hardest things that they ever did. Because sometimes it means that you have to say goodbye to family, say goodbye to friends, say goodbye to relatives, say goodbye to relationships.
This is a hard journey. What you're doing is hard. Most people aren't doing it. In fact, 99% of people are not on the same path as you. That you're on the hardest path possible for your life. And that means that 99%, 99 out of 100, 9 out of 10 people that you interact with on a daily basis are not going to get it. They are not going to understand. They are not going to approve. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to hate you a little bit. They're going to talk to you. They're going to try to convince you to be like them. And you know what you have to do? You have to ignore it all. And you have to keep moving. And you have to remember that those people are those people for a reason, and you're you for a reason.
You have time, you have family, everything what you have to sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, you have to sit home. Patience, hard work, sacrifice. Like without these things, doesn't matter how talented you are. You have to sacrifice everything what you have, then you can become great champion.
If you're not failing at something, that means you've set your goals to pass, to succeed at everything you do, which means you're not setting your goals high enough.
The unwillingness to shake from what they believe to be true. And so the thing is that if someone can't disprove why what you think is possible, that you absolutely can hold on to that with white knuckles and say, no, we will figure it out, and you will tell me what obstacles are in the way, and one by one we will dismantle them until all that is left is the goal. And so here's the tough reality that I had to realize, and I used to repeat this self: sometimes other people's dreams have to die in order for yours to live.
In some ways, I wish that I saw the world in less of a complex way. I wish that it was more easy to me, whatever that even means. It should just be I wish I didn't think about things as much. I wish I didn't care about things as much. I wish I didn't worry. I wish I didn't have as much anxiety. Guess what? You do. So how are you going to play the cards that you've been dealt? And that's a huge advantage in tons and tons and tons of ways, except for a couple. And the pains are very obvious, and all of the rewards are very hidden. So you need to go through. The only way out is to find them.
You think you're chasing a goal, but the goal is chasing the weak version of you. It's not about what you want. It's about what you're willing to give up to get there. Your excuses, your comfort, your craving for it to be easy. Every step forward is a burial of the quitter, of the complainer, of the one who said, maybe tomorrow. This journey doesn't ask who you are. It asks who you're willing to become.
We will never have a world that will always be peaceful. That one does not exist. We have to learn and take the world as it is. But because we cannot change the circumstances, the only thing that we think is in our hands and in our mind is the way how you are learning to adjust your view and perspective in such a way that it makes it more livable for you.
The worst piece of advice I've ever received is that good things come to those who wait. Good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who act upon what they know through consistency and repetition. That's how good things happen. Things don't just fall on your lap. Blessings come through effort, dedication, and a lot of energy towards your goal and endeavor.
And you can beat 99% of people without being smarter or luckier, but by being willing to endure pain and uncertainty for longer. That's the path up the mountain.
It all starts with who you are. Who you are is more important than what you do, because who you are is your character. And your character is an accumulation of your thoughts, your habits, and your priorities on a day-to-day basis, because those three things determine the choices you make, and the choices you make you who you are.
What the caterpillar calls death, the world calls a butterfly. And that's just so. In the pursuit of the person that we're supposed to become, those dreams, those ambitions, that elevated mentality, that version of who we're supposed to be, we must let an old version of us die. See, a caterpillar with wings can't fly. It must change its body. It must let its wings expand. It must go through a metamorphosis, a process of preparation, so that the transformation into a butterfly is possible. And it's painful. And you'll feel confined, and it will be uncomfortable. But all of that is necessary so that when the day comes, you can spread your wings and show the world how beautiful you are.
There will come a test. One that's more challenging than all the rest. A test that will come up and reoccur daily until you face it. It will stand there and wait for you to stand with both feet 10 toes down and say, I'm not running this time. You see, inside of every one of us, there's a history of bumps and bruises and blows that we've taken that have left us with fears. That if I get too close to the fire, I'll burn. If I fight too hard, I can lose. I can be embarrassed, I can lose it all. If I go all in, if I burn the boats and try to take the island, what if I get there and I find I'm on an island by myself? You see, a hidden coward wants to come out inside of all of us. But you have to remember, you have to fight that fear. That if you're the first to ever take the island, then the island is yours.
Champions find a way to make it happen. No matter how long it takes, they find a way. Don't be ashamed to say you're nervous, but find a way to get over it.
You thought you was just gonna have a dream and a goal, and you were just gonna wake up and just walk into the sunset. It don't work like that. You have a dream, and then life punks you. Life punks you and say, do you really want this? It's a part of it, but I paid too much. My greatest moments didn't come from my greatest moments. My greatest moments came from my greatest defeats, because it was during my defeat that I had to find a way to get back up.
Your job in life, my job in life, is to step out of our comfort zone. It is to step out of our comfort zone because we know that staying in our comfort zone is going to hurt. It's going to create a lot of regret. It's going to create a lot of missed experiences, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of missed love, a lot of missed finance.
Take a step every day in the direction that you want to be in, because what that creates is a habit. You got to reverse engineer your life. You got to. That's part of the process, and that's what's gonna mold you into the person that can sustain everything that you're trying to build. If it came to you overnight, you wouldn't know what to do with it. If it came to you through some trial and tribulation, you're gonna understand the work it takes to maintain it, and it's gonna stay. Without risk, there's no reward. It doesn't work any other way.
The hardest thing in life, guys, isn't doing this stuff. Isn't going past your current levels of comfort. Hitting new levels. That's not the hard part of life. The hard part of life is when you don't have the time to do this anymore, and you didn't achieve everything you wanted to do. And you look back and you're like, knowing there were pockets throughout your existence where you could have applied yourself. Now all that's left is you in a self-arrest, self-corral state, thinking, wow, I could have been great.
and there won't be anything to stop you. The ground won't restrict you. You'll have the freedom to go wherever you please. Share the message that you're meant to share, but you must go through that prerequisite of a transformation, letting the old you die so that the new you can come forward.
Life is not here to make you suffer. This life is here to make you understand what is your potential. But in this lifetime, there is something else for you to achieve. Discover your potential. Maybe there is something bigger that you can become.
Is never the right time, but the stars are never going to align. You have to just decide, I'm making a change, and do it, and roll the dice and bet on yourself. It's the only way to do it. Almost like the only way to learn how to swim is to jump in the water and figure it out on the fly.
Sun don't stop for nobody, man. Sun don't stop. Sun gonna be up in the morning regardless. That sun is gonna be up in the morning regardless of how I fucking feel. The sun is gonna shine in the morning. And at nighttime, the moon gonna be there. And you're gonna look up, these days gonna keep going by.
There can be no growth without goals. If you are going in the precise right direction, regardless of how quickly or slowly, you're always making progress. If you're not going in the right direction very quickly, you can actually push yourself further away from the goals you ultimately want. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems.
Never make a decision when you're in the valley. Always remember that. Never make a light decision when you're in the valley. Because oftentimes, when we're at our lowest, we go through adversity, opposition, and something is tough, we make a permanent decision over a temporary condition. Never make a permanent decision when you're in the valley.
There is no one on this earth who is like you. You're the only person who can do what you do, who has lived your life, has internalized your experience, and that song in your heart belongs to you and you alone. And hold that very dear, because it's precious, and every voice is worth hearing. So whatever story you have, whatever you want to say, keep it close and hold it dear and stay true, and you'll be fine.
Bruised, marked, and scarred. But if you've scarred, it means you've healed, because scars don't come where there is a wound. Stand and fight again. Take the test of a man, test of a woman, and pass.
That happiness and success is available for every last one of you. But I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna have to do. You gotta change your mindset. If you're planning on being successful, you have to change this here. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is right here. It ain't no difference. It ain't none. I ain't got no more than none of y'all got. God gave me the same thing he gave y'all. But you have got to change your mindset.
If you want to become the best version of who you are supposed to be, risk is required. Period.
Whatever success means to you, properly define it, but always look at it in terms of, do I love what I do? Do I know what I'm doing? If opposition and adversity happens, will I still believe in what I'm doing? Can you be committed to the process of what you're doing without being emotionally attached to the results of what you're doing? Can you be committed to it in the midst of opposition, in the midst of adversity? Because if you can be committed to it in the midst of opposition, in the midst of adversity, now you can believe in it. So when it goes wrong and it doesn't play in your favor, you can still believe in what you're doing, and you're not gonna run. Love what you're doing, know what you're doing, but above all, believe in what you're doing, man.
Practice makes improvement. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. You'll never hit a state of perfection. You're always bigger than what you do. And so all you're looking for are new breakthroughs through practice and practice and practice. You'll get better and better and better.
You become a drifter in life. In other words, you are like a rudderless ship. You are not going under your own power. You are letting the currents of life, of circumstance, of the opposition determine how you feel, how you think, what you experience.
I think it's believing in the 85-year-old version of you, who's exactly who you want to be, and then ruthlessly looking at the discrepancy between the pittance of a human that you are now compared to that man or that woman, and then step by step breaking down the many differences and starting on the first one and pulling the thread.
The idea that self-love is holding yourself to a higher standard than anyone else does, you believing in you more than anybody else does.
No matter what tragedy we go through, we are still great. We are still magnificent. We are still significant. You must remember who you are and whose you are. Don't allow the tragedy that happened around you be the reason you quit believing that you could do great things. We are more than what happens to us. We are.
Move on. Straight up, move on. Forget them.
Lay hold of it. You lay hold of it. And when that thing tells you to quit, you look at it in his eye and say, I ain't going nowhere. I will break you before you break me. You will not defeat me. You will not destroy me. Some of you are so ignorant. You've been through so much hell. You gonna quit now? You should have quit 10 years ago. You should have been quit. You don't quit now. It's the 10th round. You got 2 more to go. And when you get to success, it's not about skill. When you get to a certain level of success, it's about stamina. It's about stamina. It's about you won't break me. You can't take me. I fought too long. I fought too hard.
As life unfolds, life comes at you with so much. There's going to be certain seasons in life to where you're in a season of just enduring. You just got to endure right now, right? Whatever you're going through, sometimes you're in that season of, man, it's time to endure. Those things are necessary so you can become a different version of yourself and you can grow and learn from these experiences. So one day you can go back when somebody else is going through something and you can share them.
But in terms of you framing acceptance as saying that I am comfortable with who I am and I cannot be better and I must be satisfied with that, is the biggest embodiment of failure that I can imagine. There's a difference between saying I am good enough and I am good. So you could say I am good enough for my current state based on the work that I've put into it, but I could be better. You can accept that the work that you have done has created the outcome that you've created, but you do not need to accept that the outcome that you've created is the end-all be-all and the last outcome that you need to have.
But deep down you know that something more is for you, and that's the risk. And as scary as it can be, as terrifying as the leap may seem, that risk, the edge of where you are and where you can go, is where life begins. That space is where you feel alive. That voice that's calling out from inside of you, it may not be the voice of encouragement. It may be the voice that says, stay where you are. We're comfortable here. And it will give you every reason and sell you every clause of why it makes more sense to stay. And the place where you can go, the version of you that awaits,
It won't say a word.
You know, what's the most important key to success? I think it's hunger.
You know what's the number one way you measure somebody that's hungry? Very simple. Their sense of urgency.
I don't believe in talent. Well, some people, they have talent. That is good. It helps when you have talent. As long as you have a lot of determination and willpower, that's all you need. And you have to have the will to win.
This is it. There will never be a more perfect time than now.
Rise, young warrior. You must get up. Your journey is not over.
And it's one thing to be hungry, it's another thing when you're starving for greatness and starving for success.
If you want to be really great at something, you kind of have to be out of your fucking mind, but you also have to have an iron will.
Because pain, you're gonna have all the time, uncertainty, and constant work, constant work, constant work.
Life is hard. Everything worth doing is hard. There is no easy path.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
It is your journey, young warrior. Only you decide when it ends.
The world is yours.
If there's something that you want and you're hungry for it, you've got to do whatever is necessary until. And when you give the best you can and that's not enough, you must do what is required.
I didn't teach myself victory first. I taught myself failure.
If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, you're going to have to do something that makes you more different, more weird, more easy to be mocked. And there is this temptation to go back to your old ways of thinking. Go back to the road that you already know how it's going to end. And I get the sense that this is not a bug, it is a feature. It's a part of moving from a place that you do not want to be to one that you do. And for the most part, you actually need to live through this lonely chapter. And this is most people, I think, most people's experience, because if most people don't change, you are going to be an outlier if you're somebody who does change.
So you want to be normal. So you just want to be like everybody else that roams the world, not knowing the power that's in them. Being fine with being mediocre. You want to go back to who you were, huh, David? I'm like, fuck that, man.
There are only two mistakes along this way. You are not starting this one, or you are not bringing this one to the end.
Well, everybody knows you got to pay a price for winning, but most people aren't willing to pay it. They may pay it once, but literally you got to pay it every single day. And the crazy part about that is the price changes daily. Just like the stock market goes up and down, the price of winning changes on a daily basis. And you got to be willing to pay that price, whatever it is on that day.
I call it the Rocky cutscene, and almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during that entire season of their life. And they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do because of the one thing they want most. And that's the Rocky cutscene. And instead of lasting 5 minutes, it just usually lasts 5 or 10 years.
One day to change your life forever. I know that you have a grand vision. I know you want better for yourself. I know that you are fed up with being stuck in the same place. You seem to be stuck in this endless, dreadful cycle of stagnation. Well, this is your chance to get out. And once and for all, show yourself that you are capable, to remind yourself of the power you possess. And I promise you, if you do, you will never look back, because this time is different.
And don't give up on yourself. Don't throw the towel in so quickly. Many people give up on the 1 yard line. No. See, life is not just that simple. It's not that cut and dry. And that's why most people never realize their personal greatness, because they're casual about life. And when you're casual about life, you will end up a casualty.
It's hard. It's frustrating. There's things that are gonna happen. You're gonna get punched in the face. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna have breakups. You're gonna have people let you down. You're gonna have people steal from you. You're gonna have friends let you down. You're gonna make mistakes, and everybody's gonna see it and laugh at you. All of these things are gonna happen. You have to build yourself into someone who can continue to execute regardless of what's happening around you. And if you can do that, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. It doesn't matter if they're laughing. It doesn't matter if they're making fun. It doesn't matter if the weather's bad. It doesn't matter if the economy's bad. It doesn't matter if your parents don't approve, or your wife, or your girlfriend, or your husband. It doesn't matter if you keep executing, because eventually you will find yourself in the place you set out to be.
Get serious. Life is serious. We call it life or death. You can't just give in, you gotta push back. Serious. Life is serious. The future's serious. One ancient novelist said, "These are the best of times and these are the worst of times." The best of times and the worst of times. That's called a serious matter. It's serious whether you win or lose. It's serious whether you succeed or fail. It's serious whether you've got a good future carved out for yourself or you do not have. These are serious matters. Matters of the heart are serious. Matters of income are serious. Matters of supporting your family, serious.
And when you have goals that are maybe outside your reach, you have to know that getting to that goal, you're gonna have a lot of bad days. So I was just failing. I kept failing. So I had to teach myself how to fail right. And what that means is, when I fail, I can't spend much time in that fail zone. I have to be able to get up and get after the next day just as fast. So the big thing is, know that if you have big goals and big dreams, along the way, failure is going to happen. So how fast do you get up from that?
Everything changed for me when I realized that we're not meant to feel excited and perfect all the time. I started accepting that where I am right now is where I'm genuinely meant to be. Tough days are all a part of the process. Lean into them. Bad days are also part of a very good and meaningful life. So on my toughest days, I think about getting through one more day, one more workout, one more rep.
And he says, press on. Nothing can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. The world is full of unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent.
The world might say you are not allowed to yet. I waited a long time out in the world before I gave myself permission to fail. Don't even bother asking. Don't bother telling the world you are ready. Show it. Do it.
When you began your journey, you were determined. Nothing could stop you. And now that you are so close, are you willing to give up so easily?
I think the most expensive thing you can do is lose hope.
Now let me tell y'all something about dreams. Listen up. Because this is something I found out a long time ago that goes against everything you see in a movie, on TV, or what your great-grandma may have told you when you were a kid. See, dreams don't happen overnight. That ain't how it works. See, they come to you in the daylight. You got to be awake. Because baby, You got to run dreams down. See, that chase is where we learn the most about ourselves. To take that extra step, that extra mile, that extra rep. Now look here. You don't never know how long it's gonna take, or exactly what it'll look like when you get there. The only thing you know is you can never stop. So, question time. What's your dream? What's your dream? Are you willing to do what it takes to make that dream a reality? No. See, not while you're sleeping, but every darn day you wake up.
Muhammad Ali said, I hated every one of those training sessions, but I said to myself, don't give up. He said, I didn't want to do those, but I wanted to be heavyweight champion of the world. Athletics, the great athletes were not the most gifted. The great creatives, the great creative geniuses were not the most talented. This world is littered with geniuses who did nothing. The most successful entrepreneurs, creatives, humanitarians are people who, important idea, capitalized on the potential they had. Capitalization, important point, capitalization. You have what it takes.
Like, what do you want in life? Like, what do you actually want? Not material, right? Not material. When it comes down to like a feeling, of a vision that you see of yourself, what do you want and what's stopping you? Because that's what I'm asking myself right now. And that's what I've asked myself all the way up until this point. What's stopping me from getting what I want? For me, the answer has been myself.
The new life is going to cost you your old one, so start grieving now. So long as you have one foot in who you've always been and the other in who you want to be, your life is going to be an endless tug of war between those two people. And it's going to take one person to fully let go for the other one to thrive. Are you willing to give that up so your life can amount to something greater than what it is? I know you're scared to fully move on from your old life because you think you're going to miss out on something. I can promise you, you won't. The FOMO goes away. The desire to go back to your old habits goes away. The desire for your old relationships goes away. It all goes away because the result of pursuing your highest potential is so great that you're gonna wonder how you even function doing things the way you did before. But only if you give up on your old self. Only if you fully commit to who you're trying to be. Because what you want for your life is too great for a half commitment. It's gonna take everything.
Do not compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Comparison is the thief of all visions. If your journey was supposed to be just like theirs, that wouldn't make it your story. People that went through the specific trials and tribulations that you went through, they're going to need your example. Do not compare your journey to anybody else's.
The issue is how. How do you make yourself take actions when you're afraid, when you're scared, when you're overwhelmed? How do you break bad habits? How do you break the negative thinking that is causing you to feel paralyzed? See, the problem for most of us is we think about what we need to do, but thinking won't change your life. The only way you're going to change your life or change your career or change your health is to take action. And so the reason why so many people get stopped by procrastination and stopped by fear and stopped by anxiety is because they never get past the part of just thinking about it.
See yourself as an outstanding person. Remember, you always act on the outside the way you see yourself on the inside. So imagine that you already were the kind of person that you want to be, and then walk and talk and act exactly as if you were an outstanding sales star, an outstanding performer. 95% of the way you feel about yourself, your emotional content, is determined by your inner dialogue, by the words going through your mind. So say things like, I like myself. I like myself. I feel terrific. I feel terrific. How's it going? Wonderful. How's life? Fabulous. How's the family? Terrific. In other words, be optimistic.
Don't let them know they got you. Don't let them know they got you. You just got to keep on going no matter what the day is, no matter what the mood is. Keep going. God gave us everything to point forward, to go forward. And what we do is at a standstill. or stepping back, because we don't do that. We keep on walking, regardless of what they say, what they think, and how they feel.
Nothing will ruin your chances of success more than refusing to improve yourself. If you can't ignore the noise, make the right decisions, or take action consistently, then just know that you're the one holding yourself back. So raise your standards and let go of the things that don't align with the person you want to become. Don't be discouraged when the results aren't there. Just keep showing up, one day at a time.
Everyone can have faith when everything is going well. But what about when everything is falling apart? Will you still have faith? When they stop believing in you, will you still have faith? When you're behind on your bills, will you still have faith? When you keep failing time after time, will you still have faith? Faith is the assurance of what you do not see.
October, November, December. You've got 3 months left in the year and you have one of two choices. You can do what you've been doing year after year after year after year, which is literally nothing until January 1st when you have a spurt of motivation and you decide that you're going to change your entire being, and then you do it for 2 weeks and then those goals are never seen or heard of again. Or you can see the opportunity in front of you and take the next 3 months and commit to the actions that are going to produce that version of yourself. So that on January 1st, you're not sitting there looking in the mirror, disgusted and disappointed with who you've been and the fact that you've repeated this cycle over and over and over again. You can instead be proud of the fact that you took the initiative to change your actions before everyone said it was acceptable to do so. On January 1st, do you want to feel like you have to change your entire life again, or do you want to feel that you can just keep on doing what you're doing?
Success is the only revenge. I want you to win so big that the people that didn't believe in you, they don't even exist. Burning your haters' eyes out, torturing your haters with success. They don't even exist. You're letting them take up space in your head because you're using them as fuel. I don't even think about them. Success is the only revenge.
This is a matter of life or death. It's as simple as that. Everything you dream of, everything and everyone that you love is counting on what you do today. If you do not find the strength within yourself to prevail above evil's pitiful attempts at straying you away from your path, you will forever live a life of underachievement and normalcy. You will become stagnant and vulnerable, defeated. But you do not accept defeat. There is a fighting spirit within you. I know that you feel the life force behind your arms. We cannot be defeated.
Don't let next year come and you are in the same place you are in today. It is so easy to let time pass us by. It's moving so quick. But the only way to make sure you don't find yourself in that same spot is to do something different. Today, this week, this month. You have to have the mindset that with the highest risk, there's the highest reward. But understand that the first part of that is risk. You may not get what you're hoping to get, but you're gonna get something out of it. And whether it's what you intend on or what you don't, you'll learn that it's something that you need in order to get where you're trying to go.
Almost when you least expect it, things will fall into place. You'll realize that what left was making space for what was about to arrive. The quiet let you hear the guidance, and the unhappiness forced you to make a move. The unsettledness made you keep looking, and the doors that closed turned you towards the ones that were opening. It was always part of the plan, because every time you got it wrong, you were one step closer to getting it right.
You can mark a date and believe that that day you can turn it on. It's not about the date. It's about the commitment to yourself. It's about dating your purpose. It's about marrying yourself to your goals. It's about realizing that there is no one coming to save you but you. You have to be willing to put in the work. You must be willing to walk into success. You must be able to run past doubt. You must be able to go through the barbed wire of self-doubt and deprecating words that you have placed over yourself and tried to play it off like it was a joke, when in reality, you truly believe that you don't deserve things. It's time now for you to speak life over yourself.
Losing. Most of you hear losing and it makes you cringe, it makes you afraid, you fear being embarrassed, you fear being judged, you fear looking like an idiot in front of a bunch of people that won't matter to you in 5 years. But here's the thing, being willing to fail, being willing to lose, will create such a competitive advantage for you because most people can't do it. Most people can't be seen falling on their face. So our options are to stay the same or to actually be willing to fail.
This is your time. You have greatness in you, and everything that happens to you, I've come to know. Some things happen to you, some things happen for you.
And that is what I do. And that is what you can do too. If you have something to change, if you want to change something, change it. Change it now.
People who are serious are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are serious don't spend time feeling sorry for themselves or talking about what happened. They are too busy creating a new life for themselves.
Go after your dreams, right? Go after it. I never compromised that. I never allowed anybody to tell me what I was capable of accomplishing. I never let anybody tell me that I can't do, right? I went after it. If you want to accomplish something or do something that a lot of people think is difficult to accomplish, you have to put all your eggs in one basket. And there's no compromise.
It's time for you to believe that there is greatness on the inside, and that you were born to be someone, and that everyone that sees you sees a reflection of work in progress, but the progress is coming because you're putting in the work. Stop looking over your shoulder wondering if someone's coming back or if someone's going to pass me. There is absolutely no one that can take opportunities that were made and handcrafted by God for you.
All you have to do is be obedient. All you have to do is weather the storm. All you have to do is keep going. All you have to do is keep progressing. All you have to do is keep pursuing. And no matter what comes against you, it will end up working for your good. But I want to tell you that these things that are coming against you will work for you. These things that are trying to intend harm and bad in your life will work out for your good.
So I say, take ownership. Take extreme ownership. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Don't hide your delicate pride from the truth. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your mistakes, take ownership of your shortfalls, take ownership of your problems, and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved.
See, we don't have the courage, and that's what it takes, courage. It takes guts
to do that which you know you need to do. If you don't have the courage to act, life many times will move on you and make you act. You will be so miserable, you will catch so much hell, you say, yes, I will do it. What do you want me to do? Take me.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work. A real man, when coach ain't even watching, he's studying film on his own. Because he loves the process. If you will be a champion, if you will be a beast, you're going to have to go through something. Ain't nobody going to hand you nothing. Ain't nobody going to hand you no championship. Ain't nobody going to hand you no title.
But you have to keep going. You have to keep pushing. You have to allow adversity to grow you, to change you, to strengthen you, not to break you. Not to break you. I've seen so many of us give permission to those that didn't create us, and we allow them to control us.
Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life. And lead yourself and your team and the people in your life. Lead them all to victory.
The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust, blood, sweat, and tears, not to those cold and timid souls in the stands who know neither victory nor defeat.
You made it through, because you're here. You made it through. And the things that you made it through is preparing you for what's meant for you. Everything that you went through, it made it through. I'm sure you can think right now, all the times when you felt like, man, my life is over, my story is done. But you made it through it. Everything that you went through and made it through is preparing you, was preparing you for what's meant for you.
When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that are trying to crush your dream. And you cannot allow that to happen. That is your biggest challenge. So I challenge you to have your dream, go after it with all you have, be legendary in your own right.
Everybody listening to this, one of the biggest freaking problems with you is the way you think about yourself. That's one of your biggest freaking problems. That's why you can't achieve what you want to achieve. Let me tell you what we are. Let me tell you how we believe about ourselves. We believe and we know that we are simply common humans with an uncommon desire to succeed. And how do you build an uncommon desire to succeed? That has got to be forged by adversity.
And the things that are controlling you, they might seem good. They might be made of gold. But they are enslaving you nonetheless. Do not let that happen. Cast off those mental manacles and think for yourself.
You've got to put in the work when no one else is watching. You have to convince yourself that the things that are in your head, the self-doubt that has been imposed because of life's and small setbacks, are temporary. But the results you leave are permanent. Don't allow the setbacks you once had be the thing that keep you from going after your goals. Set those goals higher. Stop looking for validation from the outside and start believing on the inside. That if I got up this morning, it's because God had a plan for me and I need to fulfill it.
Ignore and outperform them. You see, while you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working. I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level.
You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you'll realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. And you will lose and I will win.
You need to understand that for 90% of the journey, you will not see the port. But you can trust that if you do the right actions, you'll eventually get there. And it's the same thing with life. You must understand that most of the time you won't see the fruit of your labor for an extended period of time, but then once you hit the 99%, you begin to see the port of destination, the port of arrival, and then you catch the second wind to maximize on the momentum. But for 99% of the journey, where most of you guys are at right now, you will not see the port of destination, but you must trust it.
But what if things work out and everything turns out better than you imagined? What if things change? Life has a funny way of unfolding sometimes. So don't give up. Wake up every single day knowing that you're one step away from success. Anything is possible if you're willing to work for it. Just stick with it a little longer. What do you have to lose?
Study yourself, make yourself better. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Learn from them. Don't change who you are to become somebody else. Think about the time that you spend in your life trying to be somebody you're not. If you put that time and effort and energy into being who you were and who you are, how much farther along would you be in life?
6 months. You got 6 months left in the year. Why don't you take those 6 months and donate that time to your future self? Why don't you commit to something that you're gonna thank yourself for doing 6 months from today? Because when January 1st rolls around, you can either be 6 months closer to your goals, or you can be exactly where you are right now, if not a little further away. You can either get to January 1st and be so pissed off about what you did the previous 6 months that you feel like you have to change your whole personality with a whole list of resolutions, or you can get to January 1st and have things be going so well that you feel like you don't have to change anything at all.
Consistency compounds. When consistency compounds, you get a good life. Many times people want to rush, they want to accelerate the journey, but they don't understand that the journey is lifelong. There is no end goal, there is no end destination. You are in this journey from the moment you were born until you die. So today is just another brick that you're laying to build your ideal house.
What's that deep-rooted reason? So when fear shows up, when failure shows up, when haters show up, when the numbers ain't going right show up, what's gonna keep you committed? What's gonna keep you consistent? You've been consistent in a lot of stuff in life. Are you trying to say that you can't be consistent at something that you love? You can't be consistent at your dreams? You can't be consistent at something that means the world to you? You've been consistent at the wrong things. You've been consistent at pleasing people. You've been consistent at working for somebody else. And you telling me you can't bring that same energy to what you called to do? Come on.
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. There is no getting out of the work. There's no shortcuts, there is no easy route, and there is no quick fix to becoming the greatest version of yourself. The longer that you avoid the hard work, the more comfortable you get in life. Is stay comfortable in the depression, stay comfortable in the situation that you're in right now. Because when you're comfortable, you lose motivation, you lose focus, you lose sight of your goals, you lose sight of where you want to be at in life.
You have the ability to make those changes. There is no difference between you and successful people. The difference is what they do. Your life is created by what you do, your daily habits. Your daily habits determine what your life is going to look like. Who you surround yourself with determines what your life is going to look like.
If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give for today? Forget everything else. Forget everything else. Forget that there was any sunlight left. What would you spend today? Think about it. We get one opportunity in life.
one chance in life to do whatever you're going to do, to lay your foundation, to make whatever mark you're going to make, whatever legacy you're going to leave your legacy. And it's found through that. Where's the host that's coming down with us? The effort, you don't fight each other. A effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
Pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Go for the discipline because it weighs ounces. The regret weighs tons.
95% of our decisions are made by how you feel in the moment. And that is the problem. Do you feel like making that cold call? No, you don't. Do you feel like doing that third set of reps? No, you don't. And if you accept the fact that you may never feel ready, and you may never feel motivated, and you may never feel courageous, and that's okay, but you can still push yourself forward as you start to see yourself becoming the person that takes action, guess what happens? You build the skill of confidence and courage.
You think that everything the mind tells you, I need to follow. That means freedom. No, for us, it's the other way around. To learn and not follow what the mind tells you. This is the first step towards freedom.
You have to constantly rewrite your book every day of your life. These are conversations I have with myself, and I say it everywhere I go. The most important conversation when you have it yourself. You live with it every single day, but most of our conversations are not the right ones. They're not the ones that are going to push us to the place we need to go. They're the ones that are going to keep us sitting in that toxic environment that you've helped create and everybody else helped create, and you just live in it. And that conversation just plays in your head, and that becomes you.
Working on yourself, talking to yourself, that's so very important. Overcoming the negative conversation, that inner dialogue that's going on all the time, even when you don't want it to be there. You can't stop yourself right now from thinking. You can't do it. It's going on. And so learning how to empower yourself, part of doing that is standing up to yourself. You'll get scared sometimes. Your mind will go blank on you. Some people you will allow to unnerve you. And you wonder, what's wrong with me? I'm not crazy. That's why you've got to learn to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to stand up inside yourself. Working on yourself, watching that inner dialogue, it will determine the quality of your life.
My prayer for you is that you win the battle that no one knows about, because usually those are the toughest.
On the other end of suffering is a life that many people don't know even exists. It's a beautiful world. We all live in this world where our brains are keeping us in this box. Outside that box, on the other edge of suffering, is a world that's endless of opportunity. But we are afraid to go outside that box because in that box it's comfortable. Outside that box, man, God gives you a shovel and says, man, start digging. That's not fun. But when you dig your own path to all kind of stuff that's unknown.
There ain't nothing you can do about what's gonna happen to you. You can't stop life from happening. You can do something about it. Life is 10% what happened to you, is 90% what you do about it. You got to stop tripping every time something happened to you like it's the end of the world. It ain't. Just change your mindset. If you change your attitude, you change your altitude.
To succeed, you gotta overcome your fears, battle your own greed, conquer your own demons, become unsure, second guess everything you believe in, survive through the suffering to figure out the meaning, and go hard to the moment you bring the cream in. You might lose sleep, but it's gonna feel like you're dreaming.
Like the process of self-improvement. At the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself the question, what fulfills you? Like winning and losing, cool, of course it bothers you emotionally, right? But when you put in work, when you prepare, when you give everything you got to something, the process of self-improvement, even if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, you still have something to hang on to, knowing that you put some pride into the process of it, right? Just the process of self-improvement. When you do things, you try your best to do it a certain way, right? It's not predicated upon
outcome. I'm not doing it, like you said, because I'm trying to attain this. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to get this. I'm not doing it for this, because the moment you get into the for this, to get this, like, you're gonna be on the emotional roller coaster. So every once in a while, man, I think you gotta pull your head up for a little bit of air and just ask yourself, man, like, what is it that fulfills me when I'm chasing that drag? You know what I'm saying? Fulfillment is a powerful thing.
Best advice I can give you on that is treat the past as a school. Let it teach you. Mistakes you've made, the things that went wrong, the things that didn't work. Don't use the past as a burden to carry, and don't use the past as a club to beat yourself to death. Past losses, past failures, past mistakes. But let the past be a school. Tough school, maybe. You've all been through some tough stuff. So if you feel good about the past, draw from it for experience and let it teach you. Then next is how you feel about the future. We've got to have the future well designed. The future is called the promise.
Those racing thoughts you have, sleepless nights, the anxiety, it's all there for a reason. It's telling you something. It's telling you that you need to take action. All of those emotions are telling you that you're meant for more than this. So don't ignore it.
You know, don't allow the storms that come into your life to make you lose that gratitude, to make you lose the appreciation for waking up. Learn how to dance in the rain, dance through the storm, embrace the storms, right? Because these things that happen to us, right? Hard times, difficulties, obstacles, they're inevitable. So the best thing you can do is learn how to work with the flow of life rather than against it. You know, don't try to run away from the pain. Don't try to escape the obstacles that come into your life. No, learn how to embrace them head on. Learn how to go through them, because that's where growth happens.
Everyone's just looking out for themselves, and that's okay. But it's time for you to start prioritizing yourself too. Trust that things will fall into place and that everything will work out for the best. You've overcome a lot through this journey and stayed hopeful even when things felt impossible. It's okay to be selfish too. It's your turn now to get what you deserve.
You're not really enjoying while you pursue the goal, whatever it is in your life. If you're not really enjoying the doing because you are so focused on becoming and achieving and arriving at this future point, that the enjoyment of the doing is so greatly diminished or disappears completely, because all you want to do is arrive, but you're not there yet.
I can't handle not knowing. I can't handle not finding out. I don't want to not find out. The not knowing will drive me crazy. The wondering what if. Whoops, gonna be embarrassed of failure? Gonna be ashamed of losing? I mean, those are already two things that when I just say them, if I hear somebody else say that to me, I'm reaching out going, no, dude, build more. No, don't be ashamed, screw it, find out.
Number one, you have to stop regretting the past. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget the past. You can learn from it and get better from it so you don't make the same mistakes, but you gotta stop regretting the past. Number two is stop worrying about the future. Psychologists have found that 85% of what you worry about on a daily basis will never happen. That's a waste of your energy, that's a waste of your time. And then number three, stop looking for your happiness in other people. Other people cannot make you happy. It is absolutely impossible.
When you form a partnership, you make one decision. My decision is to be great. My decision is to be unstoppable. My decision is to win. My decision is to whatever it may be. Then after you make that decision, you got to commit to it. How many times have you talked yourself out of the commitment? You talked yourself out of the commitment.
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. Not a bad thing to be comfortable with yourself, regardless of what everybody else around you is doing.
You can change your life in one decision. I can get drunk, drive in a car, and change my life forever, right? It can happen like that. But it can happen just like that the other way. It's just that the outcome's delayed. That's the only difference. You can change your life today in this moment by making these decisions, and your life path will have veered. You will have changed direction. Your tree of life will move. It's just that it takes time for that new direction to bear fruit. Whereas you can poison the fruit in a second. You can kill a tree real fast. You just can't grow one real fast. But it doesn't mean that if a seed's planted and you're watering it, it's not growing. It just takes a second to get above the surface.
How do you know that you're on your path? Because it disappears. That's how you know. How do you know that you're really doing something radical? Because you can't see where you're going. That's how you know. But everything you have lent on for your identity has gone. And so you are going to enter the black contemplative splendors of self-doubt at the same time as you're setting out on this radical new path. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger.
One thing I did wrong in my life was I tried for so many years to please people. And I did it at the expense of myself. I was leaving a lot in the tank, and when you do that, you stop living.
It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
Life gets better from here. You grow from this moment. You glow in this moment. You go forward from this moment. Life gets better from here. You're so stuck on focusing on what you're experiencing here that you never focus on what is there for you.
What are you here to do? Are you here to kind of exist in this comfortably numb, interquartile range, middle period thing of life? Or do you want to make some fucking waves? I want to make some waves. I want to do something that I look back on and I go, yeah, I made that happen out of nothing. I had an impact, I left a dent. And that's not going to happen if you're sitting in good but not great. And that's fine for a lot of people, that's probably not for you. And unfortunately, the discomfort, which includes potentially letting go of a good life to risk getting an uncertain great life, is one of those prices that you have to pay. And that's why so few people do it. But if you want to do it, that's a step that you have to take.
You could boil down the problem with humans into one line. It's the fact that they're always taking the path of least resistance. They don't want to put effort, and it requires effort to strategize, to think of your opponent, to think of what makes them different. It takes strategy to think of what will persuade them, what will get people to join your cause. It takes effort to get outside of yourself, to see how other people might view it. But we don't want to do that. We want to just be lazy and just assume that everyone's on our side.
Life is not going to look like someone else's, and it's quite honestly not gonna take the same amount of time as someone else either. And I think that is the hardest truth to swallow, because we see someone our age, someone that looks like us, does things like us, and we think if they can do it and I fit those criteria, I check off those check boxes of who they are and how they are, I should be there. No, the life that you want to create is not that far out of reach. Like, just like that, you can have the life that you want, but if you believe that you can't, you can't.
Your life and your growth has to be stored up before it shows up. So when you see somebody that's done something very well, they didn't just start practicing on that yesterday. You're never good the first time. They've been consistent. And because of their consistency, they've arrived to a level that begins to show and display growth and excellence. And that's what I want for you.
You know, so many people look to their right and left, or look at their peers, or look at the people they grew up with, and decide what they want in life based on what other people want in life. So often, the things we aspire to aren't even things we've even asked ourselves if we want to aspire to. It's just what everyone wants. This is your life. It's crucial that you design it as you see fit.
A lot of us are asking for permission to do things we already have permission to do. We're waiting for the right opportunity, the right set of tumblers to fall in just the right order before we activate the things we're doing. Think of this, we're rivers, we're not reservoirs. And we're not here to store up all of neither our fears nor our ambitions, but that we're rivers to let everything flow out into the world. But to say, you know what, I'm gonna move from thinking about it to doing something about it.
In life, folks, you cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Self-confidence is the foundation of everything that you want in life. Without it, you will always hold yourself back. You will continue to doubt your abilities and hesitate when opportunities arise. But when you have self-confidence, everything changes. You stop asking for permission to pursue your dream, your vision. Instead, you just go. You stop seeking validation from others because you already know your worth. Mastering self-confidence means learning to trust yourself, even when no one else does. It means believing that you are capable of more, even when the entire world is telling you to settle. And once you master this, I promise you there is nothing in this world that you cannot achieve, because confidence, when it is real, cannot be shaken.
Most people underestimate how necessary their existence is in the world, and as a result assume a posture of resignation that leaves the world less than what it could be. Our lives are not random, they are not coincidences. We were all given these lives to make the world better, and I feel like most people underestimate how necessary they are, and as a result they don't take their thoughts seriously. But if we truly ever tapped into the high value of our breath, and it would quite literally make the world a better place.
Michael Jordan missed 26 game-winning shots. He lost the game for his team 26 times. You're gonna fuck up a lot, and you're gonna lose the game for your team a lot. But it ain't really about the ones that are the most talented. It's the ones that never fucking quit. And yeah, talent's a real thing, but if you combine talent with somebody who doesn't quit, or what I'm saying to you is, all right, okay, get up off the floor. If you could still breathe, if you could go like this and it's going, you're in the game, so just play. Our brain attaches to negative things. We have to train it to look at the positive things. Stop asking the questions of what's wrong with this or what can be fixed. Start asking the questions of like, what's right about this? What opportunity is this failure going to show me? I'm telling you, just start thinking those thoughts. You got to train your brain.
It doesn't matter what challenges it is that you are facing there. It is the fundamental principle behind it that you do not run away. That you are open for everything that is being thrown at you. I didn't ask for an easy life. I take what comes.
Well, what if I experience failure? Well, what if you experience fortune? And I want you to think about that, because fear of failure and laughter and stumbling and things not working out often causes us not even to take the first step that creates the momentum. And as you know, small daily, seemingly insignificant steps over time, when done consistently, lead to stunning results. And so often we won't take the first step because we're afraid of failure. What if I fail? Well, I'm suggesting to you, what if you win?
Emotions are powerful. Sometimes it doesn't take much to alter your whole life direction. Number one, disgust. Powerful emotion. Disgust says, I have had it. See, that could be the day. The day you can say, I've had it. And whether you've had it with something small or something major, the day you can say, I've had it, may not be the day it ends, but the day it begins. Powerful day.
You need to go to war with the demons inside your head. Go to war with that little voice inside your head that tells you that you'll never be anything, that you're not good enough. The voice in your head that wants you to be lazy, that wants you to be scared, that wants you to worry about what other people might think or what other people might say. The one that tells you, oh, you're just gonna do this tomorrow. The one that says, today you can do whatever feels good, but tomorrow I'm gonna be a changed man. That is not a voice to negotiate with. That is not a voice to be influenced by. That is a voice that you declare war on. That voice does not deserve a seat at the table. If you do what it says, that voice will get louder and louder until it takes control. But if you do the opposite of what it says, it will get quieter and quieter until you don't hear it at all.
Worst feeling in the world is to be facing death and to think, damn it, I've wasted my life. And I want people out there to realize that if you're 20s and you're 30s, you don't want to reach that point. You don't want to waste your time and become 55, 58, have a stroke, face death. And what have you done? Nothing. You've moved from job to job. You tried this, you tried that with half the energy. You really have nothing to look back on. That's the worst feeling.
It's not what you do, it's who you are. It's not what's going to get you there, it's what's going to keep you there. Do what's right, not what's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you do, it's who you are, right? It's not what got you there, it's what's gonna keep you there. Do what's right, not what's easy. Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. And do not worry that your life is turning upside down and not going the way you want it to. How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one that's to come?
The quality of self-discipline is the quality that will make you a big success. It's the ability to force yourself to do what you know you should do. And here is the wonderful discovery. This persistence is self-discipline in action. Every time you persist, you build your self-discipline. Every time you practice self-discipline, you build your ability to persist. And the two of them are tied into your self-esteem. So the more you persist, the more you like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the more discipline you have. And the more discipline you have in practice, the more you like yourself. As a result, the more you persist. And eventually you get onto an upward spiral where you become absolutely unstoppable. You reach the point where you know you can achieve the goal and nothing in the world can stop you. And every step that you take forward makes you stronger and stronger and stronger until finally people say, I know one thing about him, I know one thing about her. You cannot stop him or her. Once they decided they want something, they will not stop until they get it. And when you develop that quality, there will be nothing that is impossible to you.
Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better. If you avoid those things that are hard, if you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, I can tell you this is not a good move. Just get up. Move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. And you may be successful and you may not be successful, but you will be better.
You have to discipline yourself. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect and it will change along the way, but it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans.
Sometimes you just need to admit to yourself that you have no idea who you are or what you're doing. Everything is changing all the time. It's normal to have weeks where you feel lost, months where you don't recognize yourself, and years that leave you with more questions than answers. Don't see it as a step backwards. Humble yourself, because that's life's way of redirecting you, letting you know that you have the chance to find yourself again. Seize the opportunity.
All of us, nobody's perfect. We failed too many times. We have so many uncertainty in our life that we have to be capable when we are down to stand up. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process, it's part of our education. In my case, I learned the most when I'm down. And it's good that these certain moments happen, because when you are in the top of the wave, you don't see under what's going on. It's good to have problems. It's the only way that you can improve.
How do you overcome the fear of failure when trying something new? By far the easiest thing I've found to deal with this is to think of every single thing in life as an experiment. It's just an experiment. So everything in life is an experiment. And therefore failure isn't really failure. Failure is just another data point.
Don't let complaining conquer your life. See if you can't drive it into a small corner. That's the season of summer. Nourish your values like a mother and fight your enemies like a father. Even if you have to fight the enemies that are within yourself. Make this note. Don't become a victim of yourself. It's possible to become a victim of tragedy. It's possible to become a victim of gossip. It's possible to become a victim of the things that happen out there, but here's the most important thing. Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your problem?
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're gonna give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that were successful loved what they did so they could persevere, when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. So you gotta love it, you gotta have passion.
You have to become the kind of person that can push through the hard times. Most people can't do that.
No matter how long it takes, keep going. No matter how much it hurts, keep going. So you was placed on this earth for a reason. You weren't meant to be average, you were meant to excel. You gotta understand, this grind is meant to make you who you're supposed to be, a dog. A little grind ain't never hurt nobody. Stop being soft, let's embrace it.
Most people cannot push through the challenging, the draining, the frustrating times that make everybody else quit. So you have to build yourself into someone who has the discipline, the fortitude, the grit, the perseverance to push through the hard times, to become someone who is literally incapable of quitting.
You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more desserts, no, we working out now. No more alcohol, not right now. No, I can't handle it right now. You need to tell you that you owe you something.
I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as your first, second, third, fourth, fifth attempt. I look at them as attempts. Because when you're trying to do something that's bigger than you, whatever you are, you didn't fail, mother. That was your first attempt. We give so much power to words. I don't. I take the power right away. I didn't fail.
People will tell you things based on their experience, but they don't know anything because everything is subjective. They don't know who you are or what you've been through. They tell you they tried for their dreams, but it didn't work out, so they gave up. And they discourage you to chase yours. But you need to do that for yourself because nobody knows what will happen. And even if it doesn't work out, there's still something to be learned in the process. Stay true to yourself and do your thing.
Half the year is gone. What stages in your life, in your goals, are you closer to at this point in the year? And which are you stuck in that are exactly the same? And what do you have to do to change that?
Consuming our mind every single day with worries, my friend, is a disservice to your energy, to your gift, to your potential, to your mission, to yourself. Because all that energy your mind has, the ideas that could flow to you, the solutions, it's a missed opportunity because you're swimming in worries. Why worry that much? But this is a practice. We often forget that developing a positive mind, we don't just have a positive mind. Some of us are hardwired a little bit differently, yes, but it's a practice. It's something we do every single day. We wake up and we look and we place meaning into life. We don't wait for meaning to come to us like the wind. No, we place meaning with intention into the things that we do.
You're only excited about the outcome of something and not the process of doing it. You shouldn't do it because the outcome's uncertain. So you have to really enjoy who you're becoming, what you're learning, what you're getting out of it, not just the actual outcome of making money or selling your business.
You losing. And you're not losing because you're a loser. You losing because you're focusing on losing. That's all you focused on. What do they think? Believe in you if you don't believe in you, and you losing. And you losing because you're overthinking everything you do because you got to get their approval to do it. So I need you to start doing what winners do. Winners focus on winning. Winners focus on scoring. Winners focus on dominating. Winners focus on showing up. Winners don't care what losers think about them. And winners don't care what other winners think about them. All they care about is winning. So do me a favor, you a winner. Start saying what you know and what you understand. And I promise you, if you start focusing on winner, you gonna win. Losers lose and winners win. It's time for you to win.
Here was the best promise my mentor ever gave me. He said, Mr. Owen, if you will change, everything will change for you. Wow, I took that to heart. And sure enough, the more I changed for the better, the more I changed from having a poor day to a good day, from lack of discipline to discipline. Everything changed.
That thing that's hard to do discourages a whole bunch of other, all by itself, because the person who's willing to suffer the longest wins. And so we choose things that are incredibly hard to do. And you've heard me say pain and suffering a lot. And it's actually a positive attribute. People who can suffer are ultimately the ones that are the most successful.
I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose.
Secret of the age is that you have the power to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Don't underestimate yourself. You don't know enough about yourself to become a cynic. And so you've got to challenge yourself to access that power that you have within you. You're more than a conqueror.
You can hope, you can wish, you can dream, you can say you've done it, but the reality is until you start stacking wins day by day by day by day, nothing's going to happen. The game is played one day at a time. And if you have the capacity to wake up today, go through the entire day, do everything you're supposed to do, and execute on those for one day, that means you can do it again the next day. And that means you can do it again the next day. You have exactly what's required to win at the highest level you could ever possibly win at. It's about stacking wins in a cumulative fashion over the course of time. And when you do that, winning is undeniable.
You need to make it a habit to start every fucking day validating yourself, cheering for yourself, because life is a marathon. And this might be a challenging leg where you're like, I'm just gonna throw in the towel. I'm not gonna do that thing. Hell no. If you're standing in front of that mirror, you deserve to feel the support and empowerment and encouragement that you need. You are doing so much every single day that you don't give yourself credit for.
A lot of folk won't let you forget what you used to do or what you have done, what mistakes you've made. All of us have made some mistakes in life. All of us have done some things that if we had them to do over again, we wouldn't do it again. There are a lot of things that if I had it to do over again, if I knew then what I know now, I would have done it differently. Well, it didn't happen that way. Oh, you don't want me to live that down. You want to keep on putting that in my face about what I did. Guess what? I'm not interested.
That's what I did then. Won't do it today, so you are picking on an innocent man.
The thing that's so interesting about being alive is that you're all in. No matter what you do, you're all in. This is gonna kill you. So I think you might as well play the most magnificent game you can while you're waiting.
You have to start living your life in expectation. You have got to start expecting great things to happen for you in order for it to happen. If you live your life in expectations, that's what happens to you. If you live your life in despair, that's what happens to you. I'll never be rich. You won't. You won't. The moment you change the frequency that your tower emits, different things come back to you.
You have this kind of convoluted, limiting belief about why you can't do something right now that's this your own BS story you keep telling yourself. How about you just drop that story? How about you just decide it's a lie? Every day, some of us are killing ourselves with the shame we carry from something we've done, some humiliation, some fear. We put this gun to our head every day that tells us we're not enough. We're not strong enough, pretty enough, smart enough. You do it over and over and over again, and there's a better way forward. You can put those things down in your life. You could decide today that you were born to do something great. You could set aside this weapon that you keep using against yourself to hold you back from your joy, from your passion, from your achievement, from all the goodies in life. You could decide today, just intentionally, to set this weapon down, whatever it is.
I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. There is no reason not to follow your heart.